Hey y'all, welcome back to the Ad Break Breakdown. I'm Caleb Hager, and today we're watching and talking about the Hornets versus the Magic. The game is set to start at 7:30. It's about 6:45 now, but I wanted to run through a few of my thoughts going into this game. The main one is Paolo. Everyone's been talking about him, online, and I've seen the amount of hate going his way, and the pressure is building on the Magic. That is very prevalent, and I think Paolo specifically can only respond in two ways in today's game. He can either uh, succumb to the pressure of the hate online, which is very fair. It's not easy to overcome that pressure and doubt within your own mind. Hopefully, he can keep his confidence pushing forward, even though some of the drama that is going on behind the scenes in the Magic locker room. Uh, or his other response is he has an absolute killer night. He uses all of his strengths to all of his advantages because this is the moment for him to finally, clap back to everyone that's been giving hate to him. And so I hope he can explode because I like Paolo Banchero's game. I mean, I like any NBA player's game as long as they're playing well during the game. But I like how he's able to play make. I think it is one of the he's so multiversal, like multifashioned as a playmaker because he is a bigger guy. You know, the comps towards LeBron during his drafting. He's able to play make, but also be physically imposing, and I think that his strong. That's his strong suit, and he uses it to go for a lot of tough mid ranges, which is fair. But I hope he can explode and keep his confidence, and show everyone who he is. D-Bame, I want to correct myself from my first video where I was talking about him. He's from TCU, Texas Christian University. Instead of, I think I said like TSU or something. Apologies there. But he had such a good game last time, and I just really wish he can keep it up. I love Desmond Bane. I love how he plays basketball. I really want him to keep his energy up. The main thing regarding the Magic again is something I see talked about, especially on Enjoy Basketball, and Pierre talked about it a bit, and in today's episode, Derek talked about it. How there seems to be no chemistry whatsoever on the Magic. When I was watching the other day, I didn't want to comment on it too much, and feel like a hater, but the amount of communication that was visible in plays was just non-existent. I have a hard time believing that the players want to pass the ball to each other, um, and it's just making everyone's lives on the Magic harder when they get into their own heads and not act selfishly, but get confused on who to trust with the ball and who to pass to. But I really hope that they can work something out and show their chemistry and their strengths and weaknesses and how they can play off of each other rather than waiting for next season. Um, I want to see Con Knipple exploit the Magic defense. I think there are times where the Magic can very uh, sloppily fall off defense wise, and I think if Khan is given the right attention uh, today, which is the attention of a rookie and not the attention of uh, an all-star shooting guard per se, because I think it's I think he is a shooting guard, and I mean hopes to go forward being a shooting guard because he's a really good 3-point shooter. But I really want to see him like pop off this game, at least like from rookie numbers, because his last game was a bit of a stinker regarding him because he was so good in the regular season as just a rookie, which is insane. Big, big, big respect to what he's done. Then I wrote down a bit because I like to take some notes as I'm going through the day preparing for the game. Musa was still questionable going into it, but I watched the Enjoy Basketball thing, and Pierre said that some of his sources say that he's going to be good. And then I got the real notification, a few minutes before hitting record, giving the okay that he's 100% confirmed, which is so good. I was worried that he was going to sit out. I love Musa. I like just the amount of effort he puts in. He gives 110% every single time he's on the basketball field, and he's such a fun watch, regardless of if he's having a good game or not. But I'm really glad Musa will be in the lineup. I hope that he doesn't risk anything more by probably playing through an injury. But big ups to Musa. I really hope he can pop off. And I think he'll definitely be a presence on the offensive glass like he was during the regular season. I think he's got that down pat. I think just the way trends are going right now, I think I wouldn't be surprised if LaMelo Ball didn't have as good of a game this game. Not because I think he's a bad player or anything, but with the pressure that happened after last game and him accidentally or purposely tripping Bam, and the amount of pressure that he got online and the amount of hate he got from so many public entities was staggering to see, honestly. Like, calling him a dirty player and that he's always been a dirty player. He's just a player who's confident in himself and is having fun most of the time. But I wouldn't be surprised if that pressure got to him. I mean, I think he could miss a couple shots at the beginning and start doubting himself going down the line and try to create for his teammates. But LaMelo Ball is LaMelo Ball when it comes to confidence. You can never really, he will, try to show, how good he is at basketball and then randomly start goofing around on the court while also being good at basketball. And so, regardless of if he has a good game or not, I think I'm always going to have fun watching him because he does put a lot of his emotion into his game, and that's what makes him so likable for me. There are some players that don't put a lot of emotion into their game, and it's hard for me to tell during the game if they are caring about the game. But LaMelo is always someone who wears their pride on their sleeve and keeps pushing forward. That is my beginner thoughts on the Hornets and Magic. I can't wait to start watching. I will see you guys after the first ad break, so I won't be talking to you until after the first time out or whenever Prime will play an ad. So I will see you then and give you an update of where I am and what I saw. See you. We're about 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and I decided not to go off the first ad break because I hadn't had much written down then and wanted to have more streamlined thoughts. So far through the first quarter, Diabate has just not stopped. He's given the 110% that he always does. I mean, it's not shocking to see, but it's still awesome that he's continuing it through the play-in. Paolo took a smart shot for his first shot, and he's doing very, very well in the first quarter. I said that he would either explode or succumb, and so far this first quarter, he is proving that he is confident in himself in the paint, and now he hit a 3 right before the ad, which is super cool. He was creating shots in the paint. That pass that he had was crazy. All around good things for Paolo Banchero this first quarter. Wendell Carter Jr. has had a really good first quarter. Oh my gosh. He was there for the putback. He was wide open under the basket that go up for the dunk. And then he hit two wide open threes. Was it back-to-back possessions? I'm pretty sure. He's been fun to watch this game. He's just like in the spot he needs to be every time, and whoever has the ball finds him perfectly. And that is team chemistry right there that we were not confident that the Magic had. I mean, like they know where the players are going to be before they're going to be there. This is exactly what I wanted to see from the Magic, and I'm really happy. Bridges had a really cool layup where he went up and then scooped it as he saw, I think it was Wendell Carter in the paint. It was a really cool scoop. Nothing much other than that. It was just a really nice scoop. Very creative play, I'll say. Sion James had a, not cross-court, but like shoulder-to-shoulder whip pass that was super cool, open to an open Miller. Then knocked down the three. That was sick to see. I was so confused by the Hornets and their shot selection. I mean, I heard the announcer say that they had 5 turnovers already in the first quarter, which is not what you want to see in the first quarter. And their shot selection, I don't know, it just seemed like the regular season shot selection when they weren't super caring about winning a game. And this is the play, and this is when you need to be making the smartest plays and not just jacking up a shot because you need to. And then my last note was Paolo is back. The game is back. Kobe White is bringing up the floor now. Open Brandon Miller. Oh, okay. I will see you guys at the next ad break or when I have something. I have a lot to talk about. Peace. It's about 6 minutes left in the second quarter as I'm checking in now. My prediction about LaMelo, at least so far, has been sort of correct. Not having a good game really at all. I 0 points, 3 fouls. I get it though. There's so much emotional pressure on him right now. He probably feels so guilty. He seems like a cocky guy, but like he still potentially injured someone, and I think he genuinely feels bad for that. But I think it's getting to him, at least in this game. And the more he makes not the best decisions, the more in his head he gets, and it just keeps repeating. And I think maybe he needs a good time to sit out to kind of reset his brain, maybe. There was a cool little movement by Kane on the Magic. He was shooting a free throw, and he took the ball and he brought it across his chest like a seatbelt. I don't know. That's how I was saying it. I thought it was a cool little movement. I like, is there a point in that? Like, do you get the right momentum by just like resetting your arms where you need them? It was a cool thing that I wanted to point out. Like I keep saying, Anthony Black is kind of underrated right now. His defense has been so good for the Magic. It has been so good. I kept commenting that every time I see him. His defense on the perimeter was really good. There was a moment where his back was fully turned, and he saw a pass go behind him, and he turned around and he was able to follow the drive to the basket afterwards. And so he was just, I think his defensive mind is definitely very well for how young he is. I think they said he's 22. He's got the defense down, I think. I think he's a smaller guy. He has to work of more creative ways to score in today's game. But good defense nonetheless. He got a block too. He took a charge. He's doing so much on defense. It's been so fun to see him do make good defensive plays. Khan started to score a little bit there at the beginning of the second quarter, but now that we've reached like a middle point, it's dropped off a bit. which I hope he can pick it up by the second half of this quarter. Game is back, but I'm gonna still say a few things. There was such a cool moment, and I have to shout out Kobe White. He's made some bad shots, but there was a really cool moment where the Magic were on a fast break, and he was running after his defender, and he saw his defender look up, and so he just knew where he was looking and put his arms like this around where he thought the ball was going to be coming from. And he hit it, and he was able to get, I think it was him that got the steal off of it, but he was able to do that. And I was like, that's how I would play if I were in the NBA. That was something I would always like think about whenever like that happened to an NBA player. And like, oh, when they do these long court passes, how do these people not see their defenders looking up? Well, Kobe White just made a perfect example of how to do that. Okay, Brandon Miller made a 3 for the Hornets. I'm going to be back. I still have some things to talk about, which is good, so I don't run out of things to say by halftime, but I'll be back. The cut he had after someone shot a 3, he cut so he could try to be under there for a putback, and he got fouled during it, which is such a good thing to see, and be able to like just do as a smaller guard is to go into the paint, jump up, and get fouled. After a miss, that is some good hints of smart plays by him. Commenting on how Charlotte they tend to just make some what seems like stupid decisions. Like, I don't want to call anyone out, but there was specifically one shot very early in the first quarter where LaMelo Ball, somewhat early in the shot clock, maybe it was like maybe 13, 12 seconds left, he did a sidestep 3 from like 27 feet. And I was like, you could have made a play there or like attempted something better than that. Banchero, Paolo, he just, on a big fast break, he got a drive and slammed into Sion James for an and-1. And that was super, super fun to watch. That he finally found his rhythm again. He's not letting his good plays get to him, which I do enjoy. Paolo's always a pretty non-emotional guy, but keeping his cool, at least for this game, I think is what he needed to do in order to keep his confidence within himself. And I'm glad he's not barking and letting his teammates show the emotion for him. The Magic defense, there was like 3 plays where there were defensive stops into fast break points in the second half of the quarter. And the second half of the second quarter. The second half, what am I talking about? That, I guess, well, the later half of the second quarter. They just kept getting like quick steals into really fun offense, and the alley-oop from who was it? Franz stole a ball and then alley-ooped it to Suggs. That was so fun. That was so cool. That was the confidence that the Magic needed. That was so fun to see. Suggs went crazy for the last few minutes of the second quarter. I saw a graphic. He had 12, 4, and 5. All in the first quarter. That's crazy for him to be doing that. I'm so happy for him. There was a drive that D-Bane had on the fast break where he was going. It was a drive off the left shoulder, and he was able to lay it up and in. I was happy for him. And the little exchange he had with Grant Williams, tangle. That's the word I was looking for. His tangle with did I say Grant Williams? That's not who I was talking about. It's Miles Bridges. I almost said Mikal Bridges. That would have been embarrassing. But that little tiff they had was very fun to see. And D-Bang knowing that, Bridges was a bit frustrated and getting to him and like getting him aggravated. That I was loving that from D-Bang, putting that emotion into the game, which honestly Charlotte could use. Is the energy from the Magic. Magic have been getting so much energy, and Charlotte keeps receding when it comes to energy, and I think they're aware of that. And I think this halftime is really important for them to try to lock in here, because they had a good second half of the season, so maybe they'll have a good second half of this game, and make it a closer game and more edge of my seat. I found myself falling all the way back here during this game, but I'm still having fun nonetheless. Suggs. More on Suggs is he had a really fun three, just quick on the shot clock, pull up. It was probably 27 feet, able to like snipe it in. It was a good, what felt like a dagger for the Magic, to be honest. I really hope that wasn't the dagger, but if Charlotte can't do more the second half, that will be the dagger of the game. And then on the other end, the next play, he got a block. Orlando just cares about the game more right now. I don't see a lot of people on the Charlotte trying or responding with the level of physicality that the Magic have, which is hard because the Magic are a pretty physical team in lost the AirPod. In regards to at least strength, they are a strong team. It seems like, at least during this game, like Charlotte just seems they're taking a beating and they're kind of letting it happen almost, and they're not responding back with their own physicality to stop the Magic. And I think that's what they need to be responding with, since it seems like their offense just is not working at all. I really hope there can be a resurgence somehow here and make this game close, but I'm having fun nonetheless. Peace. I haven't been saying ad break, but I keep saying peace, which is a weird thing because I didn't even want to do that. But anyway, peace. Big jump here. We're 2 minutes left in the third quarter. And it's been a bit more of the same. Orlando is holding their lead pretty steadily, and Charlotte is finally catching at least something offensive-wise in the third quarter, mainly because of LaMelo Ball. He has had a good resurgence for at least this quarter. It's just allowed to, I think, inspire the Hornets a little bit. Franz started to get a bit more involved at the beginning of the third quarter. They started giving him the ball a bit more, letting him, get the shots that he wants. It was good to see him actually be able to play after his injury, at least. I mean, he was able to play before, but it seemed like good physical plays. He was driving to the basket whenever he could. And then he got an and one off of fade, which I think it was a fade. Bridges had a logo 3. It didn't really help too much, but it was cool. I mean, you only make so many logo 3s in an official NBA game. Yeah, so this is when LaMelo started to go. He had an open 3. The and one after. He's the only reason why the Hornets have any sort of hope right now. Paolo Banchero. Oh my gosh. he is playing so well right now, and it is so good to see. It is so relieving to see, knowing just how bad of a season he had. He did not have that good of a season, and frankly, it was bad. And this is what I want to see from him. I love the Hornets and I love their young core, but I think if Paolo can go into this Detroit series and keep this level of offense and defense, if Orlando can keep this defense, ooh, they're gonna be a fun watch. Some people hate the Magic. I don't care. If they can play this level of defense, keep them. Keep against Detroit. Do you know how physical that series would be if they look anything like this? I'm I'm really hoping that they can keep it and they're able to keep this level of basketball going into the series. Anthony Black is still doing stuff in the third quarter. He is having such a good game. Shout out Anthony Black. He 22, he's been given good praise. I think most of his career. I think everyone generally agrees that he's a good young role player. But this game, he's doing good. Ooh, Franz almost slammed that. Oh my god. We're back. It's 2:30. I think Franz Wagner was going for the craziest tomahawk dunk I would have ever seen. The Magic, one stat I saw and has been very prevalent this game, the Magic are really good at getting free throws because of how physical of a team they are, and they're willing to go to the paint a lot more than other teams. And I think that was such a strength here with, honestly, the Hornets team not being very strong. They don't look like very strong individuals. Maybe, I guess Grant Williams would be a strong player on their team. I mean, Musa, duh. But Musa just gets dwarfed out there because Goga is out. Oh my gosh, Goga. He has 4 blocks. Every block is a fun block. He knocked one into the stands. He's been fun to watch through this game. Ooh. LaMelo step back. That was really cool. 69-93. I will talk to you guys in a bit because the game's getting good. The Magic are playing such good basketball right now. I don't even know what to say. This is what I love to see. I don't even care if a team's dominating. I love to see a team dominate. It's fun. I can catch vibes so easily when I watch basketball. I can just feel the energy regardless of the team. Yeah, they're playing some fun basketball and they are having fun. They love being physical, and that's the exact opposite of the Hornets. The Hornets are so focused on good vibes, tempo, and flow. There was the announcer was talking about how the Magic are a very choppy team. They foul you when you're trying to score points, and they're getting to a point where they're going to try to get fouled and break the game up and have these short spurts of energy and physicality. And that's what they are excelling at right now and absolutely dominating the Hornets on a physical level. And really, that's all they need to be doing right now. The guys aren't strong enough on the Hornets, and I like that. That's really it. They're not able to catch a flow because they're getting bumped around too much and they're not getting to the spots they need to be. Brandon Miller, he did a pretty fast drive and he thought he was fouled. And on the way back, he yelled out to the refs, and he got caught on the broadcast. It was really funny. And effing won. you know, basketball players say it, all the time when they get fouled. And I guess he really thought he got fouled that he needed to scream that to live television. It's funny. I don't care. I prefer it. It shows the passion that he has for the game. LaMelo Ball is still playing hard. He's pushing the pace, pushing their offense, making sure they're not stopping, and trying to get that flow back for them. And I commend them on that. That's what they've built their roster on, is getting a tempo and feeling each other. Pause. Goga had that block. He had the putback dunk and a block on the other end. I already talked about how good Goga has been this game. Bane had a defensive play on Melo that brought him tumbling to the ground. That was really cool to see. And then he saved a passed it to Silva, and De Silva, I'm pretty sure, lobbed it up to someone. I can't remember who, but yeah, that was so cool. That was so cool. That was a perfect just moment for the Magic going into the fourth quarter. It's the fourth quarter now. About 30 seconds in. Bane was awesome. I don't want to keep harping on LaMelo Ball, but there were two plays back to back where he just was standing there. There was a moment that the Magic were able to get a fast break on him, and he wasn't backing up, which is fine. You can just forget to back up after your team puts up a shot. That's forgivable. But there was a different play where they were all in the paint, and he was just standing in the paint while everyone was jumping up for the rebound and everything, and he wasn't relocating, he wasn't trying to get open, he wasn't doing anything in a play-in game. It's win or go home, and he's not doing anything. Like, I don't want to harp on any NBA player, but you can't just be standing there doing nothing during a play-in game. I really like LaMelo. I think he's such a fun personality. The game's going. I need to keep watching. Ooh, bad drive by Kobe. Kobe White is frustrated, and I feel him. He's not having the best game, and it's really getting to him. He went to the bench, and he was really disappointed in himself. Okay, that's basically all I had. I'm probably going to watch the full fourth quarter and get back to you. I don't know if there'll be much to say, but this was a fun game of basketball. If you're an Orlando Magic fan, which not many were going into this game, I will say. But maybe I will hop back in, at least say goodbye and my final details on the game. So, peace. Charlotte is respectfully not making a 30-point comeback in 6 minutes. It'd be so crazy if I was wrong. But I'm pretty confident that they won't. I don't have any more notes right now. Because this fourth quarter has been pretty lackluster. It seems like all the non-starters are in for the Hornets, and the game's basically over. So I think the serotonin finally fell off regarding all the fun plays that the Magic were doing. And kind of hit me how disappointing this was from a Hornets perspective. You're coming off such a hot streak of an NBA season to go into Miami and to win in such a fun way. Tie game, LaMelo gets the layup, and Bridges gets the game-winning block on the other end. You would expect a bit more confidence going into this game, but it's almost like they doubted themselves since the very beginning. They didn't have the confidence that they had in Miami. And it's really unfortunate because I feel like they could have provided a fun game to watch with the Magic. But their shooters just never got hot, and that's really important for the Hornets. They're mainly, involved with their guard core or the slash Brandon Miller. I know he plays small forward mostly, but I still consider him like a small forward, a shooting guard. And nothing was dropping. Really, there were some good threes by LaMelo, but LaMelo is just a phenomenal 3-point shooter, and he's eventually going to get a couple to fall. But no one else was really doing anything. I mean, Miles Bridges was doing all right, I guess. He could have done better, to be honest. But let's stop hating on the Hornets and let's talk about the Magic. Everything was working for them today. 3-point shooting, even though they're not a big 3-point shooting team in general, at least the few that I remember them making, they made. There wasn't like a lot of, like bricks or noticeable misses to a point of being like, dang, they're missing a lot of threes right now. They were bullying the Hornets. They were using their size to their advantage, and honestly, you can blame them. This is the exact sort of game that the Magic needed, and I think going into Detroit, they will. I hope they can keep up this level of play and not revert back to where they were going into this. Paolo was great. Desmond Bane was good. Goga was great considering what he does. Everyone on the Magic was doing their job. Honestly, they were pushing the pace when the pace was in their control the entire ball game. And I think if they can understand those strengths of being able to control the pace of the game with their physicality, I think they can go into Detroit and be able to make the series interesting. Detroit is definitely a much more physical basketball team, or not much more, but like an on-par physical team and maybe an on-par defensive team considering the Hornets' lack of defense this game. I want to mainly shout out Anthony Black. What a game from him. There, like, that third quarter he had, like, the first, second, and third quarter, he was just playing, like, every minute he was on the floor, it was fun to watch. And I'm just very glad that he's keeping up the hype that he has had over the last couple years. But, playoffs are almost here. Warriors versus Suns up next. Make sure that watch Ad Break Breakdown episode 4. I'll be doing basically the same thing regarding what's going to happen at the Suns and Warriors game. Thank you guys so much. If you watched all the way to the end, please like, comment, and share this to anyone. I don't make any money off of this. And I don't know, I've just been falling in love with basketball. And I really, really want to keep doing this. Hopefully I can make it someday and get the attention from Enjoy Basketball to maybe make a show for them or something. But I'm going to keep trying to make my space in the NBA content world. I can't wait, really, to start recording for Suns and Warriors, so I'm going to go ahead and get to it and start Start what? What would I be starting? Start watching? Like, cool. Like, everyone does that. Anyway, this was such a fun game from a Magic standpoint, not a fun game from a neutral standpoint. I think the Hornets know that, and they're going to make the right moves in the offseason to try to adjust for that, hopefully. But regardless, looks like the Magic are going to the playoffs, which is good for them. Oh, fast break. Dunked by 33 on the Hornets. Good for him. But yeah, I will see you guys the next episode, hopefully. Peace.